everybody, this is Michelle with Live Graciously Soap and Bath Supplies. So right now I'm getting ready to prep all my stuff for the Soap Challenge Club contest for June. So the challenge this month is food and drink. So we have to put things that we eat or drink into our soap. So this is going to be a little bit different. So I thought I would do something kind of unique and combine one of my other hobbies with soap making. So right here I've been fermenting some mead. So mead is kind of like a honey wine. So it's basically just honey and water and yeast in this bucket. So it's been fermenting for about a month now. So it's almost ready to go into the secondary fermenter. So right now I've been just checking the specific gravity, which basically means checking to see how much of the honey the yeast has eaten and how much of that has been turned into alcohol. So to do this, I have to take some out. So I open it up, and I don't know if you can see this. That's fermenting honey in there. So it's still fermenting. It has a very sweet alcoholic smell because it is still fermenting and it is alcoholic. So I've been just, stirring it up. And so I stir it up good, and then I'm going to pour it into here. And I have a hydrometer, so I'm going to check to see how much of the honey has been turned into alcohol. So that's the first step. Okay, so making mead or wine is basically just trying to get all of the good bacteria, all the good yeast to overcome all the other yeast that are in the air. So a lot of times after I measure this out, then I don't really want to dump this back in there because I don't want to introduce any outside yeast. Who knows what's floating in the air. So a lot of times I end up just dumping this little sample, but if I can put it into soap, that's even better. All right. So let's see. When I started out, I had about 18% potential alcohol, so I had enough extra honey in my mead for it to turn into 18% alcohol. Right now, it's at about 5% potential alcohol. So that means there is quite a bit has already turned into alcohol. So I can smell it. I'm sure I can taste it. So let's do a little taste test. I have this clean glass. So it's not quite done yet. It needs a couple more days to ferment, maybe another week. So let's taste a little bit. After it's all done, it's going to be a lot more clear. There's still a lot of yeast and honey in here. Oh, that has a strong alcohol taste. So this won't really be ready to drink for probably another year or two. But let's turn this into some soap. All right, now I'm almost ready to make the soap. I have a couple more prep things I have to do. So I took my mead and I boiled it down for a little bit to get rid of some of the alcohols, cook some of that out, and then I put it in the freezer. So I might not have totally enough to replace 100% of my water in the recipe, so I'm going to top it off with some orange juice if I need a little bit more liquid. And so my goal for this soap is to try to use all plant-based ingredients, so plant-based colorants. You know, I love micas, so most of my soaps are really brightly colored, but this soap is going to have food in it, so I thought we'll just color it with all natural ingredients also. For the food aspect, I decided I'm going to use baby food because it's easier, it's already pureed down, I don't have to mess with putting something through the food processor. So I went to the store and I bought some baby food. I decided I'm going to do 4 different colors with this soap, so I tried to get foods that I think would match some of the natural colorants that I have already. So this is all the stuff I'm going to put into this soap this time. So I'm going to do some green. So I have some peas, baby food, and then I have this broccoli seed oil, and you know, broccoli is really green. I've used this before and it turned my soap kind of a weird green color, so I thought, you know, broccoli oil would be fun to put in this soap also. And then I have a little bit of French green clay I'm going to put in there, and then I have some nettle leaves. So this is nettle that I picked myself. It's growing all over around my house. It's the same thing as burning nettles, but once it's cooked down, it's really, really healthy. It's healthier to eat than spinach. It's really good for you. It tastes kind of salty, but for this soap, I'm counting it as a colorant and not really a food item. So my food item for the green is going to be peas. And then I'm going to try to do kind of a pinkish color. So I have some bananas, which aren't really going to color it anything, but I have some rose clay I'm going to put in it. And then I have some rosehip powder that I'm going to add to that one also. And then I thought it would be fun to try to get a purple or a blue. We'll see what happens. So I got this blueberry banana baby food. And I have some woad, so I'm going to try a little bit of woad. I also have some indigo. I might top off the woad with some indigo, try to get a little more vibrant color. I also have some Brazilian purple clay that I thought would be fun. I've used this before and it's not really a dark color, but I figure every little bit will help. And then I have some Jamaican black castor oil, which it's not as dark as I was expecting it to be, but I'm hoping that it might add a little bit of color to the soap also. Alright, so then I'm going to try to do a red color also. So I have some carrots, carrot baby food. I have some paprika that I'm going to put into the soap, and I also have some California red clay. And I've used this red clay before and it does give a good red color, so I'm going to see what happens when I combine it with the paprika. And then I have some red palm oil that I thought would be fun, so I'm going to try to get a little more color with that also. And so because I'm using all natural ingredients, I thought that I would use an essential oil in this soap to, you know, since it's all plant-based. So I have some lemongrass that I'm going to use. You know, lemongrass is one of my favorite essential oils, so I'm going to put it in there also. So making soap is mostly about preparation. I'd say it's probably 90% being prepared and getting everything all lined up before you actually make the soap. So next I'm going to work on doing a couple hot oil infusions to kind of hopefully bring out some of this color so I can put that into my soap. Okay, so now I have my hot oil infusions made. I basically just put all the oils and the other ingredients in the oven and heated them up for about 2 days to make the hot oil infusions. And so now I'm going to add the baby food to these oil mixtures. I'm adding 1 ounce of baby food per 9 ounces of oils. The baby food came in 2-ounce containers, so I'm just portioning out about 1 ounce of baby food. lye in one big master batch. So then I divided the lye out into 4 equal portions, and now I'm just adding the lye into the oil mixtures.